Welcome to our daily show where we discuss the fourth stimulus check update, daily news, what's going on in the United States, Washington, D.C., money, investing, and the next stimulus package, which has been announced at $3.5 trillion. But we have one single senator, Democratic Senator Joe Manchin from West Virginia, who is threatening to cut the package in half or even more than half and wants to have the package be only $1.5 trillion and is threatening his entire fellow Democratic Party and wants the package to be less than half the size. Yeah. We're going to go over what's going on in our country today, as well as this next stimulus package with the latest updates. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below. New videos. We got a lot to cover here in our episode today. We're going to jump right in. If you find these videos helpful, don't forget to hit the like button for us. And here we go. California Governor Gavin Newsom easily beats back the governor recall, where they try to basically impeach him and put a new governor in California, and he basically won the governor position again. Here's what he had to say.
Appears we are enjoying an overwhelmingly no vote tonight here in the state of California. But no is not the only thing that was expressed tonight. I want to focus on what we said yes to as a state. We said yes to science. We said yes to ending this. We said yes to people's right to vote without fear of fake fraud or voter suppression. We said yes to women's fundamental constitutional right to decide for herself what she does with her body, her fate and future.
Governor Gavin Newsom's also been known as of recently for sending out stimulus checks to the state of California. Over 25 million residents of California will be receiving a $600 stimulus check, and if they have children, an $1,100 stimulus check, an extra $500 if they have children. Millions of California residents will be receiving their stimulus check this week as they're sending them out in batches. The stimulus checks, the first round went out to California residents making up to $30,000, and the second round is going out to residents making up to $75,000. These are still going out, and other states have sent these out in the past. Some states are also sending these out in kind of hazard pay. Remember, the third stimulus check package sent out $350 billion to states, cities, and counties, and a lot of these states, cities, and counties are still figuring out what they want to do with this money. So let's hope that more states, cities, and counties follow California's lead and send out more stimulus checks like California did with $600 to $1,100 stimulus checks to their residents. A lot of different states, cities, and counties did send out stimulus checks to teachers and first responders and different groups of people like that. So we also had some, like the state of New Jersey sent out a $500 tax rebate, which is kind of like a stimulus check. And we had some other states do that as well in the past. So hopefully we'll be seeing more of those in the future, and I will keep you up to date as soon as I see more information come out about that. Okay, on stimulus, multiple different things to report to you. First, I'm going to show you this little clip here that has several different items about the new tax increases to start. Check this out.
Democrats are proposing a very long list of tax hikes to pay for President Biden's $3.5 trillion social spending plan, but they leave out some of the administration's key priorities. The House plan, for example, would raise the corporate rate to 26.5% instead of the 28% that the White House initially wanted. The capital gains rate would jump to 25%, though Biden had proposed matching it to the top tax rate for regular income, which would now be 39.6%. The carried interest holding period would be extended from 3 to 5 years, but the White House has called carried interest a loophole that should be eliminated altogether. Now, other administration proposals that didn't make the cut, getting rid of stepped-up basis, a minimum tax on corporate book income, and changes to IRS reporting rules. Now, House Democrats make up this money, though, through some new ideas of their own, like a 3 percentage point surtax on people making more than $5 million, raising the tax on tobacco and nicotine, and new rules for taxing cryptocurrencies. Now, still, the White House was supportive of the House plan, saying it meets the president's two core goals. It doesn't raise taxes on households making less than $400,000 a year, and it unwinds many of the Trump tax cuts from 2017, helping to fully offset the cost of that $3.5 trillion spending package. Guys.
So let me ask a couple of quick questions here. The idea of reducing the corporate tax below where the president would have it at 28% to something, I think you said 26.5. If that is the opening offer here, doesn't that suggest that that corporate rate might go even lower from that up? It's going to be maybe higher than it is today at, what is it, 21, but certainly lower than 28.
Sure. I mean, and that, I think, is an acknowledgement to the moderates like Senator Joe Manchin, who said that they are more in the ballpark of about 25%. So this entire package really seemed to be tailored to being something that could pass, but still raising the revenue they need to pay for their priorities. You know, there are major differences between what the House has proposed and what the Senate Finance Committee has proposed, and then what the White House has proposed. They're all going to have to come together and meet somewhere in the middle, but they're starting from a place not of how much can we tax to get the most revenue possible, but, you know, where are the lines that we can draw so that we can get the most number of Democrats on board.
Quick follow on the Senate and the most powerful man in the Senate, Joe Manchin, who says he is nowhere close to a $3.5 billion plan in his head.
Yeah, that's right. So Democrats are still also arguing over the scope of the spending. You know, one of the things that they've been discussing is, you know, should they fund a few things for a long period of time to ensure that they really last? What are their priorities? Or do they try to put everything into the pot, but only fund it for a short period of time so that they can save money and just hope when those programs expire, they don't get off at the end of the day? So that's some of the philosophical debate that's going on as they try to work out the details of this package.
Funny how that guy says they're the most powerful man in the Senate, Joe Manchin, which is funny that in a way, let me know raise your hand in the comments if you think that Joe Manchin is the most powerful man in the Senate. In a way, he probably is, or maybe is right now, because in a way, he could derail this whole package right now. And in a way, he's threatening to cut the package in size. One person, literally one person. And one person is going against his whole entire Democratic Party. Yeah. And yet the entire party has to make a deal and come together at the end of the day to make this package happen. Yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments. The U.S. Treasury is set to release more rental aid to avert evictions. Yeah, check this out. The Emergency Rental Assistance Program has been plagued by bottlenecks at the state and local level for months, but now they're going to release more money, billions of dollars. The Treasury Department said Tuesday it plans to award the remaining $13 billion in federal rental aid to states and localities that have been the most effective at delivering the assistance in a new bid to speed up the housing rescue. Houston, Philadelphia, and New Orleans are among the cities expected to receive additional aid. State and local programs that have substantially expended their first round of funding and obligated at least 75% of their second round will be eligible for more money, the Treasury has said. Congress authorized $46.5 billion in emergency rental assistance to keep tenants housed during this, but the program has been plagued by bottlenecks at the state and local level for months. Just over 10% of the total funding had been distributed to renters and landlords by the end of July. State and local governments had varied widely in their ability to quickly disperse the funds, where places like Texas far outpaced stragglers in South Carolina and New York. I have done a couple videos. I'll link you to a video at the end of this where I show you exactly how to apply for rent assistance. I have literally had thousands of people in the comments tell me that they have gotten 3 months of their rent paid, 6 months of their rent paid, or even more than 12 months of their rent paid. I have seen hundreds of people tell me that they have gotten more than 12 months of their rent paid, which is more than $10,000 for most people. I just had a really nice email from a guy, I think his name is Chris, who got $13,000 of his rent paid. And I've seen dozens and dozens and dozens of these comments throughout the months. I have a really good video I'll link you to on how to apply for this. It doesn't cost you any money. It literally just takes part of your time. This is money from the third stimulus check package. It's available in all 50 states right now. There's not a single state where this is not available. And if you're low income, you can literally go and apply for this. It just takes your time, and you may get it, you may not, but it doesn't hurt to apply, because if you get 3 months of your rent paid, 6 months of your rent paid, or 12 months of your rent paid, this will really help out your family. So I'll link you to that here in a moment. Congresswoman Cori Bush has introduced legislation aimed at expanding access to emergency rental assistance funds. Democrat Representative Cory Bush has introduced legislation that would allow people to apply for emergency rental assistance at public spaces such as schools, libraries, and transit systems in an effort to expand access to these funds. Quote, as someone who has been evicted and unhoused, I know the trauma these families are facing. The crisis demands compassionate solutions, and I urge my colleagues to consider the humanity of our neighbors who could soon find themselves without a home unless drastic action is taken, she said in a statement on Monday. Remember that rent assistance was just one of, as you can see here down here below, rent and mortgage assistance was just one of the items that was included in the third stimulus check package. And really, there could be more included in the next stimulus package as well. There's probably going to be multiple different types of stimulus programs or stimulus items like internet assistance, utility assistance, possible debt forgiveness, child tax credits being extended, those monthly payments of $250 to $300, which are supposed to be going out today. I have seen some people that said they didn't get their payments today. Let me know down below in the comments if you didn't get your child tax credit payments today. I'll do some more information on that and look into that to see if I can find any information on if there's any delays on that or anything like that. But they are trying to extend the child tax credits, the $250 to $300 monthly payments for children. About 65 million children or families are getting that, but those end at the end of this year. They also want to put an adult tax credit in this next package as well. Among all these different items in black that they want to potentially put in this package. But if Senator Joe Manchin gets his way and they have to cut the package from 3.5 trillion all the way down to potentially half of that or less than half of that, well then a lot of these items will not make it in there because if the package is half the size, they're just not going to have room for a lot of these potential items to be in there, including a possible fourth stimulus check being added. I mean, if the package is half the size, there's just going to be not room for a lot of these items to be added in there. If the package is $3.5 trillion, there's a lot more room for a lot of these items to be added in there. If the package is $1.5 trillion, there's going to be a lot of things that need to be cut or that won't have room to be added in at the very last moment. Yeah, so you can let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. I will keep you up to date with everything going on in Washington, D.C. and going on in our country. Make sure to subscribe down below. It's completely free to do so. Thanks, guys, and we'll see you in the next video, in the next video, in the next video, in the next video.